What's up everyone, it's King Gambler here and I'm back with a new YouTube video. I hope you guys enjoy. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the 7 minutes of gameplay that was uploaded on IGN's YouTube page, and we're going to be kind of breaking down the mechanics, taking a look at everything, maybe going in slow-mo about everything, and seeing how the game is being played out, see what we notice here at first glance, what we potentially miss from seeing in the gameplay trailer and the extended gameplay shown at the same Summer Games Fest, and getting more, of a vision or a little bit of a visual and overall perspective on how the game is going to be played. But before we get into today's YouTube video, be sure to leave in the comment section down below what character or cameo you are looking forward to playing in the stress test or beta out of the 4 listed. So we have Sub-Zero, Kenshi, Katana, Liu Kang, and then the cameos we have Kano, Jax, and Sonya. What is your combo you are looking forward to playing in whenever the beta drops? And without further ado, let's get into today's video. So one thing I quickly wanted to point out is looking at the character select screen, we can see that there's actually going to be a total of 24 listed characters. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. You can look at it and we can see that there's 24 listed characters. That's probably what is going to be overall to start off for the main roster of the game. And then taking a look at the cameos, there looks like there's going to be 16 slots of cameos. So this is just all to keep in mind for whenever the game actually does drop in September 19th, that there's going to be so many different possibilities, so many different combos of, main roster characters and cameos to kind of mix and match with. And there's a lot, whenever you're going into gameplay that you're going to need to analyze. So typically hey, this main character goes perfect with this cameo, or basically how everyone's going to be mixing it up, because at the end of the day, everyone's gameplay and everyone's format on how they want to play the game is going to be completely different from others. Sonya Blade, Kano. And you can also see from the stage selection too, how someone actually mentioned this to me. You can see, so there's actually a the L1 R1 to basically go from day and night mode, I guess, for the stages. So you can kind of see on Cage's mansion how there's a sunset future, and then if you were able to click R1, there's probably a night future, you know what I'm saying? So definitely something that NRS is working on. They're basically giving us that creativity of not only the whole characters and how the gameplay is going to be played out, but just the overall game aspect itself, how they're being able to even change the lighting or go more into detailing for the stages, which is really interesting to take a look at.
Living in your sister's shadow wastes your potential.
It is my duty and privilege to serve her.
One thing that I feel is not talked about is the loading times for, the game itself, getting into the game. So notice how they have that kind of character interaction in the very beginning, and people are oh man, Injustice 2 clashes are back. But it's actually not, because it's not in the game. It's basically just a character interaction at the character select screen to get into the game, and it actually makes the loading in the game process a little bit speed up. And I know that we're going into PS5, right? So next gen consoles. So really if you play MK11 on PS5, then you're able to get into the game a lot quicker than as if you were playing on PS4, which I really love. And I love how they added that interaction for the game, and it kind of adds the overall creativity a little bit behind the scenes, outside of the whole gameplay aspect. Just the detailing overall on the stages. So you can already see right away that's the 1-2 of Sub-Zero coming out and back from MKX, and that's really interesting of an ad. And okay, so that is one thing to really point out that I feel not a lot of people already talk about, is you already look at Kano as a cameo, and he has so we've already seen so far within just seconds. And if you missed it, then we'll kind of look over it again real fast. But you can kind of already see that he throws knife projectiles. Well, he actually just got beat out right there. And one thing is whenever the cameo gets beat out, or whenever you like get hit as you, like the main roster character, you can kind of see like in the top right section that, you know, Cameo I guess is like not available. He goes like pitch black, so like that means I guess he's not available to use, even though half of the like meter is already like wasted right there trying to call out a Cameo. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is you're not able to just throw out cameos for free, or basically like a get out of jail free card like whenever you're playing and you're like getting hit and you're like, oh, I hope my Cameo can save me. It's not how the game works. So basically, if you're gonna get hit or any sort of attack, it's gonna leave, you know, your Cameo to be like inactive for a short period of time. But we notice how Kano is able to like throw like projectiles, which we'll see right here in a second. But we have a laser restand, which sends the opponent like full screen type, and then it actually like restands for a good amount of time. So it's actually really something to keep in mind. And I love it already how we're seeing, you can kind of already see that the game is being played so differently, kind of going back to what someone mentioned to me yesterday in the comment section, that this is more of like the MK Armageddon style, how they have like the air combos or whatnot, but it's brand new for NRS itself. For like Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat X, and Mortal Kombat 11, they didn't have the air combos, so it kind of really brings back that MKX creativity vibe, which I know is like something big that a lot of like the Mortal Kombat community was asking for to come back.
You cannot handle it.
See, yep, there's the Kano knife projectiles, as we can already see. And I love that. That's like a Sonya, like her use of the cameo attack is to basically like do her kind of like flip into the restand. Okay, so throws are indeed back. That is confirmation, and they do 13%. Oh, and that's one thing someone actually mentioned to me, is that you can actually, on the throw escape, you can actually tell which way was teched, right? So you can see, like right here, this was a forward throw anticipated, and it was actually teched forward. And hopefully we can see like a back throw, and we can see that teched, and you're going to be able to notice that. And I feel like that's really interesting for the whole like gameplay aspect, or even not only that, but tournament aspect, as the commentators are going to be able to notice, okay, you're the players like tech to throw, which way was it teched? Because throws have always been 50-50s in this game, right? You know, between throwing forward or between throwing backwards. And this is such a great aspect and addition that they added, so you can actually tell, oh, I threw him backwards and he teched backwards, or oh, I threw him forward and he teched backwards, and then you can actually see he like it got an escape failed. So like a beautiful addition that NRS made for this. Okay, so there's the sweep for Katana, down 4. It looks like that is an absolute... Okay, so that was really interesting. He actually looks like he got an armored attack of his slide. I mean, if I saw that correctly. Cameo was sent out. What had happened there? One last look at this. The air combo. So that was interesting. Okay, maybe it's like he used the amplified of the slide and he actually gets a hit of armor is what I took a look at it. But also I noticed that Kano as a cameo came out but like got hit out. So I guess that kind of like, if I'm thinking this is correctly, it looks like armored special moves have returned and are back. Maybe that's just only like one hit of armor. Hopefully it's not too much as like armor goes. But yes, it does look like armor move, like special attacks are back, and that's a little bit of an addition that we saw from Mortal Kombat X as well. Okay, first look at Katana's fatality. And that is just really graphic, as far as you can kind of see the whole blood and the intestines all like kind of splatter out, and it's really interesting. Okay, now let's take a look at Kenshi's gameplay.
To ask them why.
Before we take a look at Kenshi's gameplay, I do want to mention something that has been has come to my attention, and I'm able to explain it to y'all. So Kenshi is actually listed as one of the puppet characters. And I know what you're saying. What is a puppet character? Gamber, can you be more specific? Sure. So puppet characters are basically where, so notice how Kenshi has like that ghost like, human that he sends out. And basically what that is the ghost has a different like move set of its own compared to how Kenshi has his move set. So basically there's like two different like move lists combined onto one character, and they basically have like different like ways of being played, if that makes sense. And it's really like there's always like sort of like a puppet character. Like I wouldn't say like MK11 really had one, but like in the past there has been puppet characters to where there's different like move sets or formats to be played in the game. So definitely something interesting to keep in mind if you have any intentions on playing Kenshi. Okay, meter burn ice ball, and that is meter burn slide. See, notice like right there. So notice how Kenshi like threw his ghost at him, but Sub actually used his slide, and it looks like he got that one hit of armor because he amplified it. And I do want to take a look at it one more time just to make sure I see that right. Yes, he has 1 bar of meter. Yep, and then the bar of meter is spent. So yes. Okay, trade on the Kano projectiles. It's a launcher. Yep, 1, 2, and that looks like the full extension of the combo. Okay, so one thing I want to point out, because we just saw this and I want to like get confirmation on this, is so I think that fatal blows have that same, like it takes like 8 frames like to come out before you're able to get that one hit of armor, and I believe that's what we just saw like right there, compared to like how MK11 is the exact same way. You can't just like throw it out for free. So basically you have like an 8 frame like startup, like basically before you're able to get that whole like I guess it takes like 8 frames total before you're able to get any sort of like armor. Like you can't just like wake up on like fatal blow and then like you're gonna like get like immediately, if your opponent is like pressing a button, you're gonna get hit out of it. But like in this case, like Sub-Zero's attack was delayed, so Kenshi was able to get his fatal blow like startup, everything, and then as the frames passed, he was able to get that hit of armor, so he was able to like beat it out and then be able to connect the fatal blow. And I love that. So they brought back like the X-ray kind of like animation, but they're still like fatal blows as a whole. And they do 35% total. So there's the sweep right there.
Round 2, fight.
Another sweep. Okay, that's a cameo throw right there, and it looks like that only does 10%. Sweep coming out from Sub-Zero, and this does confirm right there, down 2s are indeed back. And I know a lot of people had that question, are down 2s still in the game? And it looks like they still are. However, one thing I do want to point out that we haven't seen so far within the 2 stages is there's no interactions, and that's big because a lot of the NRS games have had interactions. So that is something really big and to keep in mind, is that there hasn't been a single interaction that we have, or sorry, not interaction, interactable that we've seen thrown like yet or being used. So definitely a big change compared to MK11 or MKX that we've seen. And there are different things also that I want to keep in mind and point out. See, notice how it's that puppet character like format. See, and Kano actually has 3 like special moves as his cameo like attacks. So he has the Kano ball, he has the laser restand, and he has projectiles. And at first glance, you just take a look at it, And that honestly looks like the best out of the two, which is really something to keep in mind, because do realize also that this is all just beta purposes and just testing right now. The game could still really change over time. What we see right now is not how the game is actually going to be finalized when we get it in September 19th. Oh, okay, so I don't know what that was, but did y'all see how long that grab animation was? That is actually a longer grab animation, and I wonder if that's potential chance that either like the opponent has like a last second like additional like time to try to tech the final throw of the game, or if that is like some sort of like, hey, here's like you're able to connect the grab. Can you do the brutality input in the game? Because hopefully we can see in this gameplay trailer or gameplay footage that brutalities actually do come back. So I wonder if this is like that short time frame window that you're able to like do like forward or like press certain buttons and able to be able to bring out the brutality for your opponent. Okay, now let's take a look at Kenshi's fatality. Oh, that is just so graphic. Beautiful fatality. I love how they did like kind of like the alley-oop to the ghost.
Your sister's shadow wastes your potential.
It is my duty and privilege to serve her.
Okay, it looks like we're going to take a first look at Sub-Zero now. Okay, jump kicks do come back. Oh, and that, okay, that looks like something that is coming back from MK11, is being able to do the jump kick OS into a special attack. Notice how we just saw that right there. We saw a jump kick coming out, and it looks like it was delayed right there from Sub-Zero. Because that's why the slide didn't connect. But that does look like something that they are bringing back, is being able to do a jump kick into a special move. For those who don't know what I mean, so you can do that in MK11 with like Cabal or like Sub-Zero, how you're able to jump kick into Nomad Dash, jump kick into slide. Like you're able to do that, and if it's blocked, then the special move doesn't come out. Now hopefully we're able to see that, like maybe the jump kick gets blocked and then we can kind of like see, or like the special move still comes out. But by first look and first glance, it does look like that is something that is returning. Okay, down 4. Tries to go for a throw. Down 1. Okay, it looks like he still has his ice. Okay, it looks like he has an ice puddle returning as Sub-Zero. Something interesting to keep in mind. Oh, and I love that. Beautiful throw animation by Sonya. Clean jumping into the air combo. Beautiful. Okay, that is really interesting. So you saw a beautiful air combo and the use of cameo with Sonya Blade to keep the combo going, and it did 9 hits and it did 31%. So it definitely means, and also keep in mind that they did announce that breakers in this game, you need 3 bars of meter to break, and your cameo also has to be ready to go. Something to keep in mind. That is going to be huge, because if you don't have 3 bars of meter, or if your cameo is not available to be used, you're probably electing to hold a huge combo, as we're already seeing, and they do significant damage. So meter use is really important in this game to keep in mind. Okay. Oh, beautiful back throw. Drops the ending portion of the combo, but that's okay. Okay, just the amplified slide. It looks like it only does 110, but still. Alright, let's take a look at Sub-Zero's fatality. Oh, no, never mind. We're going to see Sonya's. And And that is the beautiful, that's the classic MK1 Kiss of Death fatality that they're bringing back with Sonya. Beautiful.
Your war on the underworld is taking innocent lives.
Am I to blame for my enemy's wanton violence?
Okay, now we're going to take a first look at Liu Kang.
Round 1, fight!
Forward 4 looks like it is returning, and that does look like Liu Kang's bicycle kick, and it does look like... Okay, so there was so much to catch up on, and we need to just kind of press pause and look at it. So it looks like forward 4 from MK11 does return for Liu Kang. It looks like he also has his bicycle kick. It is just a different animation, and from what I saw also from different gameplay, is it's actually punishable on block, which makes sense. I mean, it should be if you overcommit on it. And then notice how we just saw like 2 different projectiles from Liu Kang. We saw the low fireball, or I guess low fire dragon projectile. We see the low fire dragon oh my god, projectile. Sorry, that's a mouthful to kind of process. And then we're also going to see the straight projectile coming out with the flying kick. Launcher combo. And that's one thing to really keep in mind, and because everyone was like, oh, well, Sub-Zero only has like air combos or katana. No, I think that they're doing this within the whole cast. They're bringing back air combos, or they're bringing back that combo diversity, and it's being implemented to the whole cast. So it's not like it's just character dependent or character like specific. It's being brought to the whole cast, and it's allowing you as your main roster character and your cameo to also be creative with the combos, which is such a beautiful addition. Like we talked about, that was a huge ask that was to come back from Mortal Kombat X to be into Mortal Kombat 1. Okay, coach. Hard knockdown. Another hard knockdown. Launcher combo. Doesn't bring out the cameo. Yep, and okay, so there's another example right there. How the jump kick came out and then you saw the straight projectile come out. So that's that jump kick OS. So there are OS options still in this game. One thing I do want to point out is we have been seeing throws in this game, and throws are still highs. I want to repeat, throws are still highs. So you are going to still have the OS options. And for those who don't know what OS means, option select options, basically meaning that you're able to prevent like certain options, or you're able to implement certain options to come out. So jump kick OS, basically how the jump kick connects, you're able to get a special move. If the jump kick is blocked, you're not able to get your special move to come out. On duck OS is basically where you're able to like block, let go, block, and block again. If you're able to do it precisely and timely, then you not only prevent getting thrown, but you're also able to block and attack the opponent does. Now there are ways to mix, like get rid of, or not get rid of that, but kind of blow up that mechanic, and it's by delaying your attacks to basically enforce your opponent to basically get opened up. So it's just all about delaying the timings and being able to strike whenever you notice that your opponent is going for the pattern.
I am the chosen one.
Round 2, fight!
Okay, so that is one thing also to keep in mind. So we just saw right there how Kano threw his cameos, but Kenshi brought his cameo out, which was Sonya, and the knife projectiles actually hit Sonya Blade. But not only that, and we're going to take a look at it. Notice in the top right section of Kenshi's life bar. We're going to take a look at it real fast, and we're going to see if we can freeze frame it perfect. Is that you actually notice when your cameo gets hit by something, you yourself actually lose on your life bar, which you can actually see in the top right. How notice the knife projectiles hit Sonya Blade, Kenshi loses life. And we know, and I know what you're saying, well, Gambler, I also saw Kenshi get hit too. But it's something that I've been seeing from numerous gameplays so far, that if your cameo takes damage, you also take damage. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're going into playing the stress test or the beta, so you're not surprised by it. Okay, down 2. And one thing I have been noticing is that this is like the third throw I've seen that does different damage. So I saw like a throw do 130 damage. I saw Jax's throw do 100 damage. And then I saw, you know, right there, Kano's do only 110. I wonder if like either throw damages are different for everyone, or if there's like different ways to like, I don't know, really need to understand and really get more information on that. But I've noticed 3 throws do 3 different damages, so definitely something to keep in mind. As well as being able to call out if your cameo is the one to do the throw, or if you're able to like have your own throw. So it's definitely, once again, the diversity or the creativity, being able to implement your cameos, not only just as assists, to be able to bring them out in different moments of the gameplay. Okay, nice jump on the projectile, launcher attack, poke game, bicycle kick, amplified, sweeps, tries to go for a throw, and there's the throw right there. Yeah, okay, that is just the ending animation of the throw, noticing when it's going to kill. So, and one thing also that I want to point out is that they brought back from MKX. So notice how in MKX you were able to like do the whole combo, and then they wouldn't bring out the finishing screen until the very end, right? And that is something that they're bringing back from Mortal Kombat 1. So in Mortal Kombat 11, whenever you did do the last hit, you got the finish him screen right away. But in MK1, you're able to like commit your whole combo, or in that case, the throw, how noticing it was going to the very end, and it kind of had that freeze frame animation. And then whenever the final hit landed and was able to finish the job on the opponent's life bar, then we got the whole finish him screen. So it's definitely going to add that whole, oh, you're able to commit and do your whole combo to style on your opponent, and then you get the final finish him screen. But let's take a look at the final finish him screen and see what fatality we get. Looks like we're getting Kanos. Okay, yep, so there is just the heart animation fatality. I'll go back real fast right there. As one thing I want to point out is, so I thought it was, my prediction was right about how every ending game screen is going to be with your main roster character and the cameo, which I think is beautiful and a terrific job done by NRS, that they're able to have both of your like basically duo in a way be like included in the ending game screen, which is awesome. But we do see right there is that is Kano's like classic heart rip fatality from Mortal Kombat 1 brought back, as well as we're able to see all the cool like MK1 or MK2 Jax like classic combos come back as cameos. Great addition that I've been seeing from NRS. They're definitely, you know, putting in a lot of work, as they spent 4 years on this game, and so far what we've seen is only going to be a beauty for more like content that we're going to be able to see produced, as far as like more main game roster characters and more cameos to be produced in the future. But that is going to do it for this YouTube video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching this. If you do have any questions, be sure to leave in the comment section. Maybe something that I missed out and say, Gambler, you missed this. Can you kind of look over it and break down it more? If you guys need more of like an analysis on and breakdown on something, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. But that is going to do it for this YouTube video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video. Take care.